story number 1, Walking on a Serial Killer's Grounds, submitted by Vicariously. These events occurred during the summer of 1993, right before our senior year in high school. It was your typical August evening in the Midwest. Back then our hometown was mostly still cornfields and dirt roads, not the bustling, progressing NFL training camp hosting city that it is today. My fellow girlfriends joining me that evening we'll refer to as A and L. We were cruising in A's brand new red LeBaron convertible. If you were in high school in the mid-90s, this was the most coveted car of any teenage female. This summer was a bittersweet window in time when our childhood, full of carefree days, is coming to its close, and very soon we would be applying to colleges, taking our SATs, and basically living as seniors, only to shape the rest of our existence. It was an unspoken feeling with us in the car that evening. We only had a few weeks left to come together before reality hit us like a Mack truck. We had somehow scored a bottle of peach schnapps and a pack of Jack Daniel's Southern Peach-flavored country cocktails. At this point, we were heading into a neighboring town that had the only Steak and Shake within miles of us at the time. This location also basically served as a cruising stop to find cute members of the opposite sex. Well, before long, 3 boys, maybe 18 or 19, make their way over to our booth. After some chatting, they mention they are ground guys from down south that work on a beautiful property close to where we lived, in the boondocks. It was a beautiful property called Fox Hollow Farms. Now, we had all played in the creek behind this estate as children, but always wondered what it would look like up close. Eventually, the boys extended an invitation to come back to their quarters to chill. Again, we were using this term well before 2016 as well. Here's the part well worth a mention. We were young and boy crazy, but not idiots. These boys were just a breath of fresh air having grown up in a small town. This summer had been epic, and it was certainly going to get even better. So as teenage girls having done throughout history, we scurried like mice into the bathroom to discuss the invitation, agree we were all sticking together, and are leaving together. Picture this scene out of the original Beverly Hills 90210. 3 males jump into their forest green Chevy Blazer. 3 ladies jump into an A's badass convertible. And we all slither into the long winding driveway of Fox Hollow Farms, with UB40's hit single, Can't Help Falling in Love, booming. The driveway curved slightly to the right, then made a turn slowly to the left and down the hill to this house. I will never forget the wooden black fence that lined the property, with vertical posts and 4 aligned horizontal posts, classic 80s and 90s style. Their living quarters were located off the main home in a pretty lit area on the property. This provided us with a sense of comfort, safety in numbers. But in 1993, without cell phones, what could go wrong? The night was pleasant. Their loft was beautiful, and they were fun Southern gentlemen who showed us around the property, but not the house. We drank ourselves silly. We drank our foo-foo drinks, they drank their beer. No one was drugged. We ladies left without assault or incident, and actually made our midnight curfew at the time. What did go wrong were the current happenings quite literally under our feet that evening. Starting from the year prior in 1992, when the homeowners purchased the home, all the way until we were in college in 1996. Several young men were disappearing from the area, and eventually were traced back to this very property. On July 3, 1996, the owner of Fox Hill Farms was found deceased on a beach in Canada. Here lies a respected business and family man who started the Save-A-Lot thrift store chains with his wife in our community. A true power couple. Surely this was a homicide. At least that's what we all initially thought. If you're from the Midwest, you probably guessed by now that this story above occurred in Westfield, Indiana. Serial killer Herb Baumeister's heinous crimes had been underway for decades prior. perhaps dating back to the late 1970s and even early 80s. Baumeister was picking up homosexual men and then killing and burying them on his property. Fortunately, one gentleman survived his ordeal and told his story. Fast forward to the summer of 1996. All hell broke loose when authorities finally were able to obtain access to the property. I was at work at a local restaurant at the time when police and news crews made an absolute scene, flying by on US 31 to the property within a stone's throw from our homes and places of employment. Once the news aired on our restaurant bar's television, I called LNA from the hostess stand and said, "Are you watching this right now? Turn on Channel 8. We were all in shock, realizing that just 3 years prior to the discoveries, we were in fact on the grounds while all of this was happening to those poor people who met such an awful demise. Story number 2. My girlfriend and I have been dating for the last 10 months and have an apartment together. We live a stereotypical hippie lifestyle, according to many of our family and friends. Our apartment allows a small space outside for us to grow fruits and vegetables. My girlfriend and I spend time working in our garden and sitting on our patio until well after dark each night. We lead very busy work lives and find ourselves working in high-stress environments. This is our downloading and decompressing phase of our evenings. I think the time was 11:45 p.m., and we were finishing our mixed drinks about to turn in for the night. Our back patio overlooks a green space with a man-made stream nearby. The trees are very dense in the small area. We have seen people lurking around in the past. I notice movement in the trees. My girlfriend asks me, "Hey, honey, what was that?" A very large man appears and splits the trees to walk into sight. The large light near the green space illuminates this person. A man that was close to 6'5", 300 pounds, walks out with COVID mask on. The mask makes it almost impossible to see his face. He faces our patio and starts sprinting towards us. I scream to my girlfriend, "Go inside, oh my God!" We manage to make entry to our apartment through the sliding glass door. The man managed to get his giant gloved hand through the crack in the door. I try and slam his hand with the door to weaken his grip, but it is of no use. He is far too strong. I scream for my girlfriend to get my gun in our bedroom. She screams as she sprints down the hallway. The man forces our door open and slams the sliding glass door shut, proceeds to lock it. What is happening? This has to be a dream, a nightmare. I sprint down the hallway to our bedroom. The man's loud, thudding footsteps are right behind me. I don't care what happens to me. I will die protecting my girl if I have to. He throws me against the wall and everything goes black. I wake up and my girlfriend is covered in blood and talking to the police. As soon as this man knocked me out, my girlfriend opened our bedroom door and cut this man down with our AR-15. We both went to counseling together after that, and 10 years later we are married and awaiting the birth of our second child. Story number 3. About a week ago, me and my friends went to my lake house in eastern Washington. I'm 21. Me and my friends love going backpacking and flat out exploring the wilderness. One day we went for an early day hike and stumbled upon this place with a canyon-type drop-off. As we followed the unkept trail likely made by other hikers, we got closer and to what we thought was a canyon and realized it was more of a gorge with a river. The sight was absolutely breathtaking. For privacy's sake, I will mask my friends' names. So it was me, my brother who is 3 years older than me, and my friends I'll call C, E, and A, so 5 of us in total. We all talked and agreed we could make the descent down the hill to the water. It was a hot day and it looked fun, so we thought, why not go down for a swim? We all got down to the water. We could see old mining tunnels, indicating this area was used a long time ago. To add to the aesthetic, it was a very, very nice spot. After all of us having beer and relaxing in the sun, we found a good spot to jump in. Keep in mind the current in this river gorge looked pretty strong. There was a lot of big rocks, so if you went down the stream it wouldn't be pretty. However, we are all experienced swimmers. We all jump off one right after the other and end up on the other side of the water in the shade. I will admit it was a cool area, and we had talks on returning, until of course what happened. After sitting in the shade, we decided to be done and wanted to go back up. C found a good spot to climb back up, so he leapt in first and swam to the rock. Now, this is the scary part. I was probably 2 seconds from jumping in, till I heard my brother say, "Stop! Do you hear that?" We all perked our heads up from what we heard. We quickly realized it was the sound of water, and it was rushing water. I looked down at where I was going to jump 30 seconds ago, and now it's all white water, and the river was rushing way faster. The water levels were rising. Our route to getting back out was now gone. Me, my brother, E, and A were all on the other side of the river, and there looked to be absolutely no way out. We had no real idea of where we were. Luckily, we're high enough up to where the river's rising wouldn't get us. Unlike my friend C, he was in a low place which was quickly filling up with white water. That's when he tried getting to a higher spot, but did one of the riskiest things I've ever seen to get up higher. Meanwhile, we were on the other side, stuck, and now wondering for how long. Luckily, after scaling and nearly falling off a giant rock with little to grab on, C was able to climb back up to the abandoned mine shaft to where our bags were. Luckily, he remembered the passcode to my phone, which I brought, just for a 911 call. After about 3 hours of waiting, a search and rescue team came down and got us all out of there. The river was a part of a dam apparently. The window of time that we went down there was a generator that had malfunctioned and caused all the water to rush in so fast. We played dumb to the police and acted like we didn't know we were trespassing, and we were let go. I think it was mostly because the man running the dam was the first one there and didn't want to press charges. He was just glad we were okay. Like I said, it's been almost a week and I can't stop thinking about what could have happened if C didn't take that risk to get out and call for help. Too many what ifs. And the scariest to me is thinking for all we know, we could still be down there. Or worse. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe for future content. Be sure to email your true scary stories to thesinfulsavant@gmail.com. I will leave my email in the description box below as well. Follow me on Instagram at sinfulshorror.